Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. Y'all, I'm gonna be real and say that I got a little chocolate stain on my sweater while I was eating the waffles that my son wanted to order. So my outfit is messed up, okay? And I could easily obviously put on a different outfit and just carry on recording, but I was like, you know what? I took videos footage of this light. This is the Festival of Lights that was going on. It was part of my son's birthday package. It was so beautiful, and I'm gonna share it with you guys, okay? So, anywho, let's get into the message. Don't let it distract you. The message comes from a dream. In this dream, I was at a school that looked similar to a compound, okay? While I'm here, I am working on a mission where it's kind of like I'm coming against this family. And they were kind of like, it seemed like this was like, it reminded me of a certain celebrity, but I don't want to say the family that it seemed like, but they were kind of like this artificial type celebrity family. And, they seem to be very bougie. They seem to be very wealthy. And I had like a trained dog that I was supposed to send into their camp, okay, to cause problems for them. However, and their camp is guarded, so I can't get in, okay? I go undercover to ensure that it will work. However, once I send the dog in, I return to my computer for info and I realize that the dog has actually became friends with the enemy. Okay, so that was the dream, y'all. It was so weird. Such a weird dream. Anyways, the scripture comes from Nahum 2. An attacker advances against you, Nineveh. Guard your fortress, watch the road, brace yourselves, marshal all your strength. The Lord will restore the splendor of Jacob, like the splendor of Israel, though destroyers have laid them waste and have ruined their vines. The shield of the soldiers are red, the warriors are clad in scarlet. The metal on the chariots flashes on the day they are made ready. The spears of junipers are brandished. The chariots storm through the streets, rushing back and forth through the squares. They look like flaming torches, they dart about like lightning. Nineveh summons her picked troops, yet they stumble on their way. They dash to the city wall. The protective shield is put in place. The river gates are thrown open and the palace collapses. It is decreed that Nineveh be exiled and carried away. Her female slaves moan like doves and beat on their breasts. Whew. Nineveh is like a pool whose water is draining away. Stop, stop, they cry, but no one turns back. Plunder the silver, plunder the gold. The supply is endless. The wealth from all its treasures. She is pillaged, plundered, stripped. Hearts melt, knees give way, bodies tremble, every face grows pale. Where now is the lion's den, the place where they fed their young, where the lion and lioness went and the cubs with nothing to fear. The lion killed enough for his cubs and strangled the prey for his mate, filling his lairs with the kill and his dens with the prey. I am against you, declares the Lord Almighty. I will burn up your chariots in smoke, and the sword will devour your young lions. I will leave you no prey on the earth. The voices of your messengers will no longer be heard. Baby, here's the message. Ooh. So for somebody, I just feel like this is a situation where God is saying fall back for whoever this is for. I don't know exactly, like it is so confusing because of what the dream was. So I'm not sure if God is sending someone to do something, like you were intended to do something. And sometimes you may not understand why God will direct you to do certain things, and why God will direct you to be in certain places. There could even be times when you feel like a strong lead to befriend someone, or a strong lead to be in a relationship with someone. You don't understand it, and God may actually be using you to save them, or God may be using you to test them. And I just feel like this is a situation for someone. You were being used and you didn't realize you were being used. However, there is something going on where something went wrong, okay? And it's not to say like, you did something wrong or anything like that, but there is something that went wrong. Just like in this dream, how I was sending like a dog into the camp, but the dog ended up being friends with them. We all have free will. And I just feel like it could be a situation like how sometimes people are sent to save someone. And when they are sent to save this person, they end up becoming very close to the person they are intended to save. And the person they are intended to save, some of their bad ways start to rub off. Okay. So that's what that is. This is like with the dog. It is like someone being sent to do something, but instead of doing what it is they were supposed to do, they end up joining in or kind of meshing with the people that they were intended, regardless if they were intended to save somebody, if this was a chance or opportunity, this was a test. There was some kind of test being done. And the person who was being tested failed the test. But not only did they fail the test, but I just feel like the tester actually started to blend in and mesh in with the person they were testing. So, I'm being reminded of a message I received months ago about, I believe, someone that was in a relationship and you were intended to save this person, but God pulled you out of the relationship, broke you away from that relationship, because instead of you saving them, they don't want to be saved. They are not going to be saved. They refuse to be saved. They were trying to pull you into doing evil with them. So that is like, and that's what's going. God is saying that the wrath that he is sending towards whoever this is. In this dream, it was a family. It could be a family. It could be a person. It could be like a group or a clique or something like that. You don't need to be involved in that. God does not want you to be attached to any kind of wrath that may be going on with this person. So, if it is a situation where you had a spouse, or you had a friend, or you had something, you were really close to this person, you were really attached to this person, and you don't understand why God will move you, why God will remove you so quickly, or God will pull you away so quickly, it could possibly be because God does not want you to be attached to the wrath that he is sending towards that person. And, I'm now thinking about, when you marry someone, you become a part of their family. So it could be a situation where it's like you were joining into this family, you were joining into this group, but you did not realize or see what God was doing there, because God was using you. You couldn't see that God was coming against them. And you wanted to attach yourself to this person because you could not see how God was using you. And if you would have carried on attaching yourself to this, it would have fell apart. You would have been attached to the wrath that they were deserving of, because this is a family. This is a group. They may have been in the midst of God's wrath for a long time. They are maybe a long time coming. This is somebody. These people been working a lot of evil. They've been doing evil for years. This is not something generations for some of them. This is something that you are not even. You don't even know what's going on with it to the fullest extent. Because from the outside looking in, even looking at this family in my dream, they didn't look to be bad people. So you may have looked at them and you thought, oh, they're not bad. It's nothing wrong with them. They're good. But you don't know. You don't know what God knows. And with that being said, God is saying that he didn't want to, he didn't want you to be attached to a family that's no good, that he knows that he's going to be seeking judgment upon them. Because think about it this way. If you would have went through with whatever you thought in your mind, you may have thought that, oh, me and such, we're going to get married and you may have thought that you and that person, y'all were going to get married and y'all were going to have kids, and you may have thought that y'all were going to get married and y'all were going to have kids and everything like that. But sorry, I was texting somebody back. But I just feel like you may have thought that you and this person, y'all were going to get married, y'all would have kids, and y'all kids would, grow up a certain way, and y'all, you had all these plans. And if God has a wrath attached to that family and you are attaching yourself to that family, you are attaching yourself to that wrath. You don't know what that wrath is. That wrath may be up on this person's kids. That wrath may be up on, if you are having kids with this part, those are your kids that a wrath would be attached to, that you in reality are not deserving of, because you have not done any of the evils these people have done. Even if you would have been attached to them and you started doing similar evils, or you started doing whatever little evils they had going on, that don't mean that you deserve for your kids to receive what their kids are going to receive, because that is generations of wrath versus, you know what I'm saying? And God said, It had to be shut down. It had to be you had to be separated. You had to be removed. You don't know what kind of stuff that person had going on. You don't know what kind, I really feel like this is somebody you really didn't even know everything that this person had going on. Even in this dream. Just like I said in the dream, I couldn't, I was working and I couldn't actually get in because it was locked down. So this is somebody that wasn't even telling you 100% what they had going on. They were very secretive when it came to whatever it is their family had going on. They were very secretive to the kind of people they were. They were very secretive to the kind of things that they did, to such an extent that you did not know. You could have spent all day, every day with this person and you still didn't know everything they had going on. But God is saying it is because he knows what he has in store for them. And he don't want you attached to that. He loves you so much. He don't even want your children, your future children, to be attached to nothing like this here. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. So, yeah, and that's the message. God is saying that he was using you and you didn't realize he was using you. He just He just wants you to understand that there are things that you did not know. There are things that you could not see. But at the same time, he loves you. He loves you. This is not a situation where everything fell apart because God is not loving you and he doesn't care about you and he doesn't want the best for you. This is a situation where God, you don't understand. You don't understand. You cannot see the wrath that God has upon this person, upon whoever this person is attached to. You can't even see it. And it's okay that you can't see it. It's okay. It's okay that you didn't see it. It's okay. It's like this is not a situation where you like it was intended for you to even get your hand in all that. God didn't want you to be attached to none of that stuff. It was a test for them. And it was for you to be able, like, it was a test for them. And for some of you, it was a test for you as well. For some of you, you had to step away and it hurt. For some of you, you had to make decisions and it hurt. For some of you, God yanked you away. Some of you, God literally yanks you away from this person because he did not want you attached to it. And it's okay. Okay. It's okay. And that's the message. God is saying that he's seeking judgment upon these people. And he don't want you to be attached to that. And if you attach to this person, you're going to be attached to that judgment. And, like I said, I understand sometimes it could be confusing. And it could go the same way, like with a friend. If you and this friend, y'all always hanging out and y'all always going places, you never know what kind of judgment God got up on that person. And God don't want you to be around when something happened. God don't want you to be around when they receive his wrath. That could cause some problems for you. That could cause distress. That could cause pain. That could cause heartache. And God does not want you to have to endure that. Y'all, this video right here is of the ice sculptures. They were so beautiful, but it was freezing in there. It was 9 degrees, y'all. We had to wear these special coats so that we wouldn't freeze. But anywho, yeah, God does not want you to be attached to nobody that got, judgment upon them. God does not want you to be attached to nobody that is under his judgment, because then that's going to cause for you to be under his judgment, and you are not even deserving of it. Okay. And yes, we know that God can do anything. God moved the way he feel like he want to move. He does as he pleases. But this is being reminiscent of, I'm being reminded of the story of when the prophet came and told them, don't y'all go to Egypt. If y'all go to Egypt, y'all gonna have problems. And they went because from their point of view, it looks better to be over there. But God's judgment was going there. So in this here message, God is saying that if you would have stayed, if you would have went that way, you would have had to deal with God's judgment that you're not even deserving of. You are not deserving of the wrath that God was sending towards his people. You wasn't deserving of it. And that's why God pulled you out. That's why God separated you. That's why the breakup had to happen. That's why it fell apart. It is what it is. That's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys to bits and pieces. Deuces. I'm going to also say I hope that you enjoyed the visuals. I thought that I have been to the Festival of Lights years ago when my son was about 2. He had no memory of it. When I was planning his birthday, he was like, he didn't remember. So I'm glad that he got to experience it again. I don't think, We went to the ice sculptures that time. So it was really cool. He went down the ice slide and everything. I didn't. I got up out of there. I was so cold. I actually had to slow this video down because I was walking so fast. I was walking so fast. I was zooming through this, y'all. Like, this is slow. I had to slow down the video so that y'all could actually see. And I'm actually going to go ahead and rewatch, with it slowed down. I wasn't able to actually appreciate the art because these people, they did their thing up in here. This is beautiful that they, carved out these and the colors, and it's beautiful. All of this is made of ice, y'all. But it had to be 9 degrees in there because if it wouldn't have been that cold, it would have melted. Well, we down here, we in the south. This is Galveston. It's hot, okay? Even though it's cold, it's chilly outside. But I'm gonna be real, it's hot out here, okay? I think it was up to 70 degrees yesterday. But that's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.